Chapter 4. In Between Days. Carl. I told you I'm from the Shenandoah Valley. Yeah. Jerusha of the Valley. I smirk. She's so damn cute, with that fluffy cloud of hair framing her face, the big sweater and long skirt that in no way hide the voluptuous body beneath. All of her is an explosion of color, from her clothes to her face, with those blue eyes and auburn brows and brown freckles, pale skin and bright red cheeks. Well, you know I'm. The blush creeps below her high neckline. I brace myself for what she'll say next. Inexperienced. I nod, unable to keep my mind from returning to that sweet, short, perfect kiss on her porch the other night. I consider how to respond and come up with nothing. Couldn't get my voice to work right now if I tried. I moved here of my own volition. Against my parents' desires. She grimaces. Demands, really? Okay. They're very religious. This doesn't surprise me. There's something about the way she sits, straight and proper, that says she had an upbringing totally unlike mine. I grew up praying and reading from the Bible every day. Papa and Mama homeschooled us. We grew what we ate and. Her hands flutter in an impatient dance. You get it, right? Papa wasn't mean. He was strict. Never hurt me, never yelled, though I know I was a trial. Her grin is impish. I love my parents. And they love me. They just had no idea what to do with me. My brothers and sisters are so different. Well, except for Rachel, my little sister. She'd love it here. The others all behaved. Married the right people. Still attend services, you know, have babies and. She sighs and rolls her eyes. They don't want to live in the outside world. They love the community, the farms, the almighty, which I get. I mean, it's nice, right? But. She shakes her head. Not for me. I smile, envisioning her running around, wreaking havoc. Chickens flapping, feathers flying. Yeah. I can see that. You can? Those lips. That smile. Fuck me, I don't think I've ever been this charmed in my life. At my nod, she goes on. Anyway. I tried. I really did. I did everything like I was meant to, only, nothing came out right, you know? I'd cook and nobody could eat it. I'd recite verses as songs. My quilts were not what they were supposed to be, and my knitting, well, she indicates the wall behind her, where a massive panel of what looks like yarn is hung. Only it's not knitting the way I've seen it before, it's more like a painting. A landscape, or something, in 3 dimensions. I stare at it for a few more seconds and suddenly it clears up. Those are mountains, flowing into green, a river. Animals. It looks almost biblical, now that I see what it is. And it's sort of heartbreaking. Which doesn't make the least bit of sense. It's beautiful. She snuffles out an embarrassed little laugh. It's not what they meant when they told me to knit a scarf. Damn. I'm shaking my head, laughing, smiling, bright inside in a way I haven't been in forever. Okay. I get that. They love me, you know. I'm just too much. Of everything. She's not though. She's the perfect amount. Exuberant and bright, but with a deep strain of something serious. Maturity, maybe. Shit, I hope. Anyway. I started making this stuff when I was about 13. Got in trouble. Made more. Snuck around making more. She shrugged. I sold my first piece by accident. My grandmother, she's Mama's mom. Not religious. At all. She hates that my mom married my dad and she. Anyway. She financed me. Everything, from the materials to the laptop to the university education. She sent you to school? I moved in with her and did it online. Then. There's a tightness at the corners of her mouth. I can't tell if she's holding in a smile or an unhappier reaction. My first piece sold for $30. The last one I made? 15,000. Holy shit. Everything I've sold has been through word of mouth. There's defiance in her expression. It's appealing. I've got that big art show coming up. That's right. At the Werner Gallery. He was impressed. I'll be at the opening. She nods and the defiance morphs into something softer. I sent invitations out to my entire family last week. Think they'll come? Her half shrugs, incredibly expressive. It tells me that she cares. She wants them to come and thinks they might not. Guess we'll see. They've got to be proud of you. I hope so. There's enough hope in her voice to make me angry. What kind of parents wouldn't celebrate their child? Her expression shifts again, from wistful to outright happy. I'm proud of her, even if her family isn't. Yeah. So, I put money away and, instead of getting married and settling down like my siblings did, I came here. For grad school. Interesting choice. You already had an income. Yeah. But I like school. I love learning. Besides, I wanted a chance at what other kids had. And I figured it would be kind of like an in-between phase for me, you know? Not quite real life. Not quite like being all alone out here. A jumping-off pad. Makes sense. She's not the innocent the first thought she was, she's smart. I feel almost guilty at the assumptions I've made up until now. I did some research and decided that VCU was the right place to get my MFA. They've got a good fiber program and... Fiber. She rolls her eyeballs toward the wall hanging. Oh, right. Anyway. I'm here now. I can feel the long, slow breath she takes. It's almost sensual, like she's sucking in the world, consuming it, experiencing it every way she can. And I love this city. Richmond? Really? Yeah. I want to lick her smile. It's why I bought this place. Dirt Town. That's what Harper calls it. She doesn't like it here? Says everyone's filthy. Greasy is the word she uses. Figure it's mostly shorthand for tattooed and pierced and artsy. I compress my mouth into a kid's nowadays face and then wonder if it's a look she'll even understand. But, hey, she's spent her whole life here. Sometimes you've gotta leave a place to see the beauty. I follow her eyes as they make their way back to her art. You miss it? The valley? I miss my family and stuff. But I like it here in Dirt Town, she says with obvious glee. I love it. Of course, I don't think there's anything wrong with dirt. Her lips fold in on themselves. I ate mud as a kid. Impossible not to laugh. You must have been a lot of fun. Her face goes serious, eyes narrowing right on me, their focus as solid as a touch. I still am. Jerusha. Okay, so I didn't mean to say it that way. I mean, I thought it, but I didn't know he'd see what I was thinking. Should have, though. I have one of those expressive faces, apparently. Everybody knows what I'm thinking. I mean, you know. I'm cheerful. And. Kind of. Unpredictable. Oh. Is that a compliment? My parents didn't see it that way. What about you? He looks taken aback. What about me? I mean. What are you like? Sorry. That doesn't make sense. I mean, what were you like, growing up? Carl looks off to the side, reminiscing, maybe. I watch close enough to see his jaw ticking and realize that his expression is anything but placid. A pain in the ass, mostly. But not like you. Angry. I cock my head and squint, trying to picture him as a child. I imagine his high cheekbones and wide jaw rounder, his body lanky instead of thick, eyes huge, dark, serious. When did you get so serious, then? His eyebrows lower, all beetled and broody. Serious. I'm not serious. Okay. I'm, very. I lean forward, hands gripping the counter behind me. How does he see himself, this big, somber man, whose smiles are so rare? He's smiled 5 times tonight. Laughed twice. I counted because they're wonderfully hard won. After a long silence, he shakes his head. I don't know. You're kind. No. I'm normal. You're a good person. Generous. Seriously, Jerusha, don't. My first week here, you fixed my door. And the step. You told me to knock if I ever needed to. I'm paranoid. Protective. I've got a daughter your age. Almost a decade my junior. He growls. I'd better go. Thanks, whore. Wait. This is it. My chance. He's here. He's kissed me. He said he liked it. I like you, Carl. I like you, too, Jerusha. I want you to be my first. Those thick eyebrows almost fly off his head. I'd laugh if everything weren't so twisted up inside. Come again? I want you to show me. I swallow, hard, and forge on. Sex. Show me how to do it. There's this gap, which one of us is supposed to fill? Him, probably, though I'm the one who created it. I should close it up tight. But I've never been the type of person to do that. I can't fill gaps in conversations, and I definitely can't back off once I'm sure of something. And I'm sure of this. Do you know how many dates I've gone on in the last 6 months? I finally find the words. Appearing startled, he compresses his lips, shakes his head as if to clear it. Guess. I don't know. 5. 27. His eyes go wide. Whoa. 27. That's a lot. Yes, well, I had a lot of time to make up for. But I didn't want a single one of them to kiss me. I raise my hand, palm out, before he says whatever he's about to say. I like men. I mean, I'm attracted to them. I know that much. And some of my dates were good-looking, interesting, talented, polite. But none of them were you. But none of them are what I'm looking for. He narrows his eyes. You think I am? I like how you kiss. It's all I can offer right now, when he's giving me nothing, not an inkling of what's on his mind shows in that scowl. Well, probably annoyance, but nothing beyond that. It hurts, I admit, how much that kiss gave me, how much I felt from those few, perfect seconds, when he clearly felt nothing. The kiss was. He blinks a few times, breathes out, once, and shakes his head, as if searching for words. Finally, when his gaze lands on me, I know he's not kidding. Just not your guy. Okay. I smile, so hard my cheeks hurt. Yes. Yes, of course. Okay. Thanks for, the pizza. And beer. You're welcome. If I stay like this, I'll crack. But if I stop smiling, he'll see how much this means to me, and I can't have that. My pleasure. All right. He reaches back to rub his nape with one thick hand. It's an uncomfortable-looking motion that I've never seen him do. A quick look around, landing on me for 3 seconds, before he walks back up the hall to the front door. Night. Night night. My grin's still fixed, probably diabolical and creepy, like one of those plastic dolls with a smile painted on. I'll bet my teeth are nothing but a slash of white. That's how I feel, as he carefully closes the door, like a bunch of moving parts that don't belong. Like a too big, too weird, mashup, half dowdy Barbie and half little orphan Annie, with her fat halo of frizzy hair and bright-colored dress. Old maid Barbie. Except it's not the spinster part that bugs me. I don't want to get married. I don't want kids and diapers and skinned knees and advice. I like how things are. I'm free and alone, in my long, skinny row house in Richmond's Fan District, with my scowling next-door neighbor. I'd had hopes, but never mind. I'm fine with my life as it is. I mean, I wouldn't mind having sex at some point. The way people do. With orgasms and dirty talk and pure, unadulterated lust. Now, I guess I'll have to find someone else to do it with. Back to the dating board. Chapter 5. Come out and play. Carl. What the hell's gotten up your butt? Harper sidles up to the bar and sets down her empty tray, planting her hands on her hips like the bossy little woman she is. Or will be. Christ, I don't know anymore. I give her a look. Nothing. It's not nothing, Dad. I'm always ornery. She snickers. True words, Father dearest. But this. She sweeps me with eyes that are mine, on steroids, bigger, brighter, with thick lashes, and goopy mascara that I can't get her to stop slopping on. Not that I insist. I've discovered that telling her what I think almost never works. She hasn't gotten any ink yet, and, given how much I had by her age, I count that as a major win. This is some new level brooding. I'm fine. I slap my hand lightly on the bar, back to business. What you need? 2 Coronas and a G&T, please, Pops. Rolling my eyes at the nickname, I grab the beers from the cooler and come back to pour the drink, ignoring the way my daughter squints at me, giving me the full-on Harper McCoy X-ray vision treatment. If I'm not careful, she'll figure out exactly what's bothering me and then. I know. Chewing on the end of her pen, she smiles, lifting one eyebrow in a look I pass down, but she's perfected. It's cute lil neighbor girl, isn't it? I drop the drink on her tray and walk away, ignoring her whooping. Because damn it, she's right. Ever since I left Jerusha's place last week, I've been a mess. Not a fall-down drunk mess, the way I was when I was younger, but the kind of mess that waits up late to make sure his young neighbor doesn't get mauled on her porch by another date. The kind of mess who spends more time at his front window than he ever has before. The kind who searches for Jerusha Graf on the internet and almost has a heart attack at the prices her artwork brings in. And, Jesus, yeah, a mess who jerks off in his bed at night, imagining it's those busy little hands of hers and that pert mouth instead of his own calloused fist. The door opens. Hey, sailor. I turn as my business partner, Dave, walks into the restaurant. How's tricks? Rather than respond, 'cause what kind of answer does he honestly expect to such a pointless question? I nod. Shit, man. Not even a hey, Dave? Things that bad? Good. Dinner? Booked up. Damn. Wanted a table. Should've reserved, you privileged prick. He sits on a stool and turns to survey the crowd. Which is good, especially given that it's a Tuesday. In fact, business has been incredible. No thanks to Dave. We'll eat at the bar. I raise an eyebrow in his direction. Using the royal we now. Got a date. He smirks. Young, cute, nerdy. Gagging for it. I'm getting laid tonight. I can't look at his fucking face for another second. I turn to the beer cooler and pause. Your usual, or are you trying to impress? Nah. Not this girl. His grin's frankly disgusting. This girl's geeky. Hungry for cock. Won't care what I drink. With a disgusted sound, lost on him, of course, I ignore his outstretched hand and put his bud on the bar. Give me a tequila, too. Double. Christ, I can't wait till I've bought him out completely. In 6 months, the place is all mine. I've built what was once Richmond's sleaziest sports bar, known for back alley quickies and coke in the walk-in, into the city's hippest, most sought-after restaurant. I make my own fucking cocktail shrubs, for God's sake. This asshole's the reason I fought so hard to keep Harper from working here. Until I realized that at least here I could keep an eye on her in my bar. Since the talk, during which I let Dave know that if he so much as looked at my daughter, I'd rip his testicles off and shove them down his throat, things have been okay. He's a nasty, entitled, grown-up frat boy, whose daddy's money is the only thing that's kept him out of prison. I wouldn't wish him on anyone, much less some unsuspecting young woman. Harper calls from the end of the bar and I go fill a couple orders, happy to see that the rosemary jalapeno margaritas are selling. Our reputation's grown over the past year and I'm proud. This business is my retirement and my daughter's legacy. And, yeah, I'd like to get out from behind the bar more and into the workshop, where I work with wood and metal instead of booze, but I like the place. One day, the dream is to let it run itself and devote all my time to the other stuff. I'm getting there, a step at a time. Until then, I let myself enjoy the thrum of a well-run restaurant. The dinner rush takes over, its ebb and flow of people and orders making time speed by. I like mixing drinks. I like chatting with customers. I really like the feel of being back here, watching over everything, with a finger on the pulse of the place. The door opens, letting in a whoosh of cold air. I glance over to see if the hostess is available to greet the person, and go still. Even without seeing her face, I know it's Jerusha, all wild hair and wild energy. I like that energy. It speaks to me, even from across the room. And I swear she can feel my stare. She looks up, catches my eye, and goes completely still. It's out of character, given how much movement goes on in that little body. The smile that takes over her face isn't just flattering, it's life-giving. Like every on-edge second I've lived this past week melts away and I feel. Jerusha? I blink at Dave's overloud voice, blasting through the crowd's easy hum. Ah. Yes. Hello. Her eyes cut back to me before landing on him. Well, hey there, cutie. He actually fucking winks. My blood pressure skyrockets. Oh. After flicking her eyes my way again, she walks up to the bar, all bouncing curls and floor-length skirt, and a huge, multicolored poncho, and puts out a mittened hand. You're Dave? Her smile's a little hesitant, but still so lovely, I can almost taste it. I have tasted it. Something low and feral rears its ugly head, a part of me that hasn't seen the light of day in decades. I shove it down. Bad things happen when I let it out. That's me. He gets off the bar stool and bypasses her handshake, going straight for an overly tight hug that she clearly isn't prepared for. When our eyes meet over his shoulder, I can't help but widen mine with a completely unnecessary, and unfair, "What are you doing here?" expression. She extricates herself from Dave's grasp and steps back, eyeing the other bar stools before sliding into the one that Dave pats for her. When Dave glances my way, I give him a look designed to remind him of past conversations. I swear, if he so much as touches her. Harper chooses that moment to sashay over to the bar with a bunch of empties. "Holy crappers," she says with obvious glee. "Is that your cute nay?" "Yes," I bite out as I bus her bottles and throw them into the recycling bucket way too hard. "What you need?" She reaches for a bowl of peanuts I keep on the ledge behind the bar and pops a handful into her mouth. "Not a thing. This." She waves a hand toward Dave, who's leaning too close to Jerusha, then points at me. My eyes go narrow and hard. This is all I need. Way better than the housewives. "You got an order?" "Oh. 3 house reds." I pour them and watch Harper sashay over there to chat with Jerusha, handling Dave with an aplomb that belies her 18 years. She's slippery, my daughter. A minute later, she returns to grab her drinks with a sly smile. "Jerusha had no idea this place was yours." "Of course not. I'd never told her." Harper leans closer, losing her usual smirk. She needs to get out of that situation. Right. Now. My fists tighten automatically. Harper's right. She does. Frustration makes me antsy, with a side of simmering rage. If I were 10 years younger, I'd serve myself a double bourbon in a mug and stew. But I'm not that asshole anymore. Instead, I drink soda water, And stew. The lady wants a white, Dave calls a minute later. Inhaling deeply, I amble over to the pair and force an amiable expression onto my face, not easy when I want to grab Dave by the scruff and haul him out of his own bar. Jerusha. Hi Carl. You, no Dave? Oh. Her eyelashes flutter, which Dave will probably take for flirtation. I'm guessing it's nerves. And not the good kind. No, we just met. You know my date? Dave turns to me, while surreptitiously sliding a hand down her back, so far it's gotta be hitting her ass. She shifts forward, clearly uncomfortable. Dave, I growl. He turns and catches my eye, looking clueless. I'm guessing my expression must convey at least part of what I'm feeling because he pulls his arm away, fast. Good. When she throws me a smile, I swear my central nervous system takes a hit. Part of my vision goes black, which is exactly how I'd react if he laid a hand on my daughter. Or anyone I care about. No way is Dave fucking Green going to be this woman's first anything. He's the absolute definition of a prick, the kind of guy who pushes and wheedles and gets away with as much as he can. I've heard the stories, mostly straight from his mouth, and he's never met a woman he didn't want to treat like shit. When I don't answer within an acceptable time limit, Jerusha clears her throat. We're neighbors. I give a quick nod and walk away to refill a wine. Harper comes back with another order. While I make her cocktails, she meanders back over to the pair at my bar. A look passes between the women and I wonder if Harper's somehow expressed how inadvisable Dave is. Even so, she doesn't leave. He's moved his stool closer. Harper comes back to me, all business. You need to do something, Dad. Do something? Don't play dumb, Pops. Even Mom says you're one of the smartest people she knows, and she hates your guts. She's here of her own free will, Harper. What do you want me to? She asked you out, didn't she? Before this. I open my mouth to deny it and then think better of it. Harper's superpower is seeing through my lies. What? And you told her you're too old or some boomer crap like. I'm not a boomer, Harper. Which she knows very well. So, you're saying you're okay with. My eyes focus down the bar, where something's happening. Dave's standing up, looking at a wet spot on his lap. Jerusha's glass is empty. Oh, shit. He yells something, which I can't hear through the rushing in my ears. And that's a good thing, because whatever he has to say, it's better if I don't hear it. And then the dam bursts. So full of adrenaline that I can't feel my fingers, I leave the bar and stalk over to where she's sitting, eyes on fire, color high. Whatever the fucker did to her, he'll regret it. You okay? Yes. Her lips are tight, the skin around them white. But he tried to put his hand on my. She waves a hand around her thigh. Little bitch threw her wine at. I lose it completely. Dave weighs nothing when I grab him by the collar and drag him behind me, ignoring his protests, barely registering his hands clawing at mine. To the front door and outside, where I throw him to the sidewalk and watch him land like a side of meat. It's clear he sees, or feels, that I'm not the amiable guy he's dealt with up until now, because when I squat and get right in his face, he shrinks back, uncharacteristically silent. Scared. You never set foot here again. I'm still part owner, you can. I'll call my lawyer, make the final payment soon as I can. Buy you out early. I've got no idea where I'll find the cash, but I will. I'll sell a goddamn kidney if it means never seeing this bastard again. Go. He scuttles back on all fours like a crab and lurches up, then takes off down the street at a quick clip. I hope it's the last I ever see of the prick. Without another word, I turn. She's there, in the open door, wide-eyed. I walk up to her, Hating that she's seen my inner monster, but maybe relieved that she no longer thinks I'm the right guy for the job. You still want me to show you? Fuck, I sound rough, out of control. Her tongue flicks out to lick her lower lip. She nods. Fine. I bend down, tangle my fingers in the hair at her nape, and press my forehead to hers, imprinting myself on her, though I'm the one who'll come out of this burned. She snares my gaze and doesn't let it go, proving how firmly I'm already hooked. I'll do it.